Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II from the Nintendo Famicom. I promise you in this episode our characters Fess, Maxine, Booker, and their friend Rickard will reach the top of Castle Palamecia and confront the Dark Knight Leon, their old friend who accompanied them in the first battle of the game, the one that we kind of got destroyed in. Yeah, we stood no chance against those enemies, but we've been defeating those enemies, those riders who defeated us in that first battle. They're a common enemy in this castle, so it shows our growth that we have had. So, unfortunately, Leon has had a lot of growth, and he has grown evil. So hopefully, maybe we can, turn him back to the light side. You know, kind of like, since he's the Darth Vader to the Emperor in this game, maybe we can pull a Luke Skywalker and bring Darth Vader, or in this case Leon, back to the light side. So, but first, like I said, we have to reach him. It's been a long trek, and we still have a few more floors to go, so, but, like I said, we will reach him at the end of this episode, so stick around. So, checking out our stats there, so, seeing how everything's going down there. We could flip these around so we de-equip the garment there. Okay, yep, she's at 99 intellect, so this will max out her intellect. Unfortunately, I found out later on that the intellect actually overflowed. So even though it gets 109 right now, when it went to 110, it jumped back down to 99, and Black Robe, whatchamacallit, wouldn't give the status bonus anymore, so, yeah. But that basically cuts off 3 multipliers, because you get a multiplier at 100, 104, and 108. So, oh well. But I guess you could consider it a glitch that, you know, to have it being overflowed anyway in the first place, so. No harm done. 99 intellect is more than good enough to take care of the monsters that we have to fight. So, still working up our magic spells there. Want to try to get them to level 8, which is where most things tend to end up. You know, if you're just playing normally. So, but our support spells getting up to level 4. If I had to replay this game again, I probably wouldn't go after the Flare spell. It would just give me more time to work on the elemental spells and the support spells. Flare isn't all that important, but I wanted to give it a try, so I wanted to try new things out. So yeah, the damage that it does, because I don't get it to as high of a level as the elemental spells, probably was just a waste of time to build it up, but it didn't negatively affect me, because in the end, you know, it doesn't, you know, there's so many ways to build your characters in this game, that, you know, you can't really screw it up, you know. You should be able to, no matter how you build them up, be able to finish the game. So, some areas might be easier than others, or some ways might be easier than others, but hopefully I've shown you all a nice way to do it here, so. Holy, though, was surprisingly pretty effective. Not so much for damage, because eventually Fess will go back to using weapons, but Holy was really good at helping to raise up Fess's spirit stat. So, there's no spirit affects the potency of white magic. Both its the amount of healing that, say, the cure does, and the accuracy of spells like life, some of the other ones like barrier, protect, Asuna, Basuna if you get that spell. So definitely all helped out. So, and it helped, of course, you know, raise his MP at certain times too. So. Unfortunately, we did not, unlike the test run that I did, we did not get a second Osmo spell from the the wizards that we could have ran into back in the Cyclone, but the earliest was back in the arena where we rescued Princess Hilda a long time ago with Gordon. So Gordon's last big contribution to the party, at least as an active member. He did become the leader of the Rebel Army, which is a big contribution, but you know, that's not something that he did like while actively in our party. So speaking of active party members, unfortunately this will be the last episode with our good friend Rickard. So sadly at the end of this episode he will be replaced by a different character. So there's another incentive to stick around until the end of this episode to see who is going to replace Rickard, and why is Rickard going to leave our party. So, a little bit of a cliffhanger there. Ooh. So, but I think a lot of you can probably guess who will be our fourth and final party member. So, another hint, we're basically going to be coming full circle. So, what a revolution! That's a weird pun. I went one time to the local theater to see a show. It was called Puns. It was a play on words. So, speaking of puns, I entered a radio contest one time for a joke contest. And they were looking for the best joke, you can win a prize. So I submitted 10 puns I hoped to win, but no pun intended. So I should have downloaded one of those drum things, soundboards, or maybe the crickets, because those jokes and puns are pretty bad. So I used to enjoy telling all of them in the bar class that I go to, which is like a ballet class. But we've got a whole bunch of new members in the class, and they don't like jokes. So I tell all those terrible dad jokes. And for some reason, some of the new ladies don't like them. So, well, they find them disruptive to class. But just sad because, unfortunately, a lot of folks left the class. So I used to have a core group there. And I think about 6 of them are all gone. Yeah, we get new people in at the beginning of the year, and they came like last year, and they just were no fun. They ruined the entire class. So, but you know, the bad apples are the ones who complain, and so you have to cater to them. So, yeah, we used to have so much fun in bar class. We'd all joke around and socialize after class. We were just like a little community, and then we get, the new people around who are just like, everything has to be so serious, and so no more socialization after class, no more jokes in class, no more telling stories in class. I mean, it didn't affect the work at all. I think it actually, people complain that once you weren't allowed to joke anymore, class wasn't fun anymore, because, when you're telling stories or you're, laughing and making jokes and stuff like that, it takes your mind off the pain. And bar is pretty painful, It's just, body weight exercises, but, you're kicking your leg like 100 times, you're plieing or, bending and stretching it. It takes a toll on you, so, yeah, I of course didn't do ballet as a kid, but I appreciate now all the ballerinas go through. So our teacher is ex-ballerina from New York. So she puts us through the ringer. So, but like I said, it's a good class. So she challenges us. So good class, but it could be better. So, but such is the way of the beast. So. We've been taking out a lot of beasts in this castle. Thankfully, we were almost done. hopefully we get fire to level 8 soon. Then we'll have 3 columns of flames. Sometimes you saw some monsters cast like Fire 11 on us, and cast 3 big pillars of fire. I think level 8 is the when the animation of the spells reached its last level. So, Skullfell, the undead monster, which is good for Booker's sword there because it does extra damage to monsters, undead monsters. Yeah, they actually coded elemental properties and family properties correct in this game. So, some weapons they didn't code right, like the cat claw was supposed to do like 20 extra damage per hit, but yeah, you can't get them all perfect. So, coding is pretty tough. Like I said, I did a little bit of coding in high school, and kind of difficult. So, and editors always, of course, checking things out, looking at it, but even then, stuff would slip through the cracks. You never know what somebody's going to do, how they're going to interact with something in the game, so if there's a way to break something, somebody's probably going to find it, so that's how a lot of these glitches for speedrunning games come about. People try weird things, or just, maybe even not even trying something weird might happen, just a normal play, and it turns out, whoa, something glitched out, and maybe I can use that glitch to, to my advantage. Glitches that, like, push you out of bounds and stuff, so. And then there's some glitches, I don't know how they were discovered. There's an interesting one, I think, like, it was like Ocarina of Time or something. I'm probably not saying it right, what the entire glitch is, but basically, if you ever watch a Zelda 3 speedrun, A Link to the Past, one of the things you can do is you can, like, left-right jiggle, like, the controller, or up-down the controller, and Link kind of stutter steps, and you can use that to kind of, like, walk into walls, and it turns out that, all the game is on, like, one map. Like I kind of pointed out, like in like Zelda 1, like the overworld is one solid map, and then the dungeons are all 2 separate maps. So there's 3 maps in total in the game. So a room in Dungeon 5 might be right next to a room in level 1 on the map. But normally, there's something that, a wall that prevents you from going into that, but when you get into the walls, like you can in Zelda 3 with this, like, wiggle movement glitch, you can basically, like, from the first castle, you can walk to the Triforce room where you get the Triforce and end the game. Anyway, there's, in Ocarina of Time, apparently, you can pick up a ruby in some chest, and, Link, like, shudders when he picks up the ruby. And apparently if you let it stay there for, like, 18 hours, like, every time he, like, shudders, he, like, moves, like, a pixel. And if you let him there for, like, 18 hours straight, like, he will move through a wall to the final room of the game, where the Triforce is in that game. So yeah, I don't know how, like, somebody decided that, they were going to pick up this ruby and decide, I'm just going to pause the game here for 18 hours. So, and figure it out, but I guess the only thing that could possibly happen is, somebody was mentioning on, I was just watching recently on, Retro Gaming Live TV, they were having a marathon for, to raise money to support the channel on twitch.tv, and, somebody said they rented a game for, like, PlayStation or something, one of those old consoles, and they didn't have a save card to save the game, so what they'd have to do is they'd have to, like, go to school and, leave the game running while they were, at school. So maybe something like that happened, like somebody, got the ruby, decided, okay, it's time for me to go to bed, jumped into bed, slept, you know, their 8 hours, went to school or their job, and came back and noticed that, like, you know, they had the game on pause, you know, because they didn't have a save card or something, and kept it on pause, and they came back and they were like, turned the TV on, and like, whoa, my character's like in the middle of nowhere, like, what's going on? So, it's the only thing I can think of, because why else would you sit around in a, whatchamacallit, a place like that for, you know, 18 hours? Well, there was another group of wizards there. Unfortunately, we did not get an Osmo spell, sadly. Go. But Rickard here has a bunch of equipment. We have a whole bunch of stuff on full inventory. Yeah, Rickard's about to leave. So if we had a bunch of inventory space, we could theoretically de-equip him and take all his stuff away, especially that Yoichi bow. But our next character that we're going to get, our fourth character, he is finally not going to be an archer. So he'll be a frontline fighter. Because we have enough hit points to survive the rest of the game. So not necessary for him to be an archer. We can put him in the front row. So, plus I think it's kind of it wouldn't be fair to Rickard if we took off all his equipment, because, well, we'll see when it happens. But now, one thing you can do to clear up some inventory space with Rickard leaving is you can give him the Wyvern, but that's not really appropriate either, story-wise. You can give him the Wyvern in his inventory, and then when he leaves the party, he'll take the Wyvern with it, even though it's a key item. But I guess they figured since the Wyvern has fulfilled its purpose in the game, you know, you can get rid of it. Which is weird, because, you know, a bunch of other items have, you know, fulfilled their purpose in the game, too. You know, the white mask, the black mask, the crystal rod, you know, all those things, they're, you know, point in, you know, having them anymore. Well, I guess the crystal rod to get back into the City of Tower if you wanted to go back into there, but, you know, the masks ain't needed anymore. So, yeah, a bunch of stuff, but, oh well. But I'm not going to use that, you know, glitch to get rid of that Wyvern. It's the last Wyvern. We want to set it free later on. So, we get last 2 treasure chests. Oh, carrying too much. See if we can equip something on anybody and if they have any empty slots. Yeah, there we go. Fess has something there. It doesn't matter what we give him. So, just want to clear up that inventory space. Hourglasses and all that important. Hellfire, that's a pretty pointless item. Cast Fire 3 on all enemies. Has a 10% chance to break. So, but Fire 5, divide that by 4. You know, it's Fire 1.25. Kind of pointless at this point in the game. But then again, they've been giving us pointless treasures for quite a little bit there. You know, at the Finn Castle, we were liberating it. We were getting like knives and bucklers. Same thing here. The first few treasure chests we got were like level 1 equipment. So, and now, so the 3 staffs in the City Tower. So, all that useless gear we were getting. Of course, in the beginning of the game, we were hoping for gear, any gear, even if it was useless, so then we could sell it. But because money back then was so tight, now we're just, our pockets are overflowing. But I guess it'll be good that we have overflowing pockets, because this world has gone through a lot of turmoil and destruction, so money will be useful for rebuilding eventually. So, oh. Yeah, no, still carrying too much. Let's see if we can equip something else, or if not, just drop one of those items, maybe the Hellfire. Pointless stuff here. I don't have everything offhand, so I'm trying to think of what would probably be the least expensive to just drop that. So I probably, like I said, probably made a few mistakes, but it's okay. Like I said, money and all that important, so we got a wind flute there. What that does, it casts Cyclone 13 on all enemies. Cyclone's non-elemental, 20% chance to break, so a little bit better, but I'd rather just use, turns to build up weapon ranks, or, your own spells. So, I guess those items are only kind of good, like, if you wanted to challenge yourself and do, like, say, a no black magic challenge. Because that would be kind of your only way to take care of some enemies like Flan-type monsters. So, maybe that's a challenge I can do in the future sometime. No black magic. Because you saw just basically how powerful black magic is in this game. Like Maxine, her black magic carried a lot of the early game, a lot of the bosses early game. Basically up until maybe the Red Soul, when, that was like an odd boss. Then after that, then our characters started getting, elemental weapons, with swords and spears and stuff, so they kind of picked up. But hey, there's the Dark Knight Leon! I knew you'd come, Fess. You really think you can stop me? We step back for the confrontation. Maxine, stop, both of you! Why do you insist on fighting, Leon? Do you know what rules the world? Sheer power. It belongs to me. Step aside, Maxine. Uh-oh, who's that? It's the Emperor. He's been reborn. From hell I rise to claim this world. You, Leon Emperor? Ha, that's laughable. How are you? The Empire is mine. Uh-oh, they're gonna have a confrontation here. The Emperor versus Leon. Vader versus the Emperor. But, unfortunately there's no Death Star shaft to pick the Emperor up and throw him down. The Empire, ha, I have no such need for such dribbles. He's going to banish us all. His fire's gonna come and burn us up, I guess. But Rickard is gonna save us! Get on the Wyvern! Rickard, what are you doing? He is going to buy us time to escape. I'm sending you back to where you belong. Fool! Ah! Rickard! So, yeah, we need the Wyvern to escape, so if we give it to Rickard, well, then we wouldn't have the Wyvern. And it would be unfair to take Rickard's equipment away knowing that he's about to attack the Empire and save us all. Fess, the Dark Knight, what's going on? The Emperor has resurrected, and the Dragoons sacrificed themselves to save us. Minwu, Sid, Rickard, Joseph, how many more must die? Well, we were told in Mysidia, while the Emperor lives, more will die. It was weird, in Mysidia we were told that, remember that the Wyvern could carry up to 5 people. So, Rickard could have jumped on the Wyvern with us, so... I mean, the Emperor doesn't do anything, he's just gonna sit on that new, palace, pandemonium that, grew out of the mountain there. So we'll learn that when we talk with all these people, in the next episode, but... This episode's running pretty long, so I'm just gonna, before I talk with anybody, just head outside here, save our game, and then the next episode we will, check out Leon's stats, heal ourselves up, and talk with some people to find out what's going on. Take care, see you then. Bye.